Well, we're gonna try to get this keep from floating. There. All right, that looks about right. Let's try this again. All right, everybody. Munro here, the Roman Gnome, and well, spring has sprung. And you know what that means? Springtime. That also means we have, well, some severe weather coming up. As if, you know, the winter wasn't enough. But it's planting season. We're going to have some thunderstorms and possible tornadoes and floods and the usual lightning escapades. And, well, when springtime in central Missouri, I'm into the Ozarks. God's Garden, as we affectionately call it, sometimes. And, you know, during the spring and the inclement weather that we have here, it requires that some people that live in the Ozarks, kind of like myself, that you have some basic tools. You know, you got to have some tools, some basic, we call emergency gear, survival gear, some equipment in case something goes awry, you know, so you can fend for yourself and survive, right? You want to be prepared. That's what I hear. As being out here without hardly any, well, facilities and people that, you know, care. I mean, I'm among people that care, but then, you know, when things hit the fan, you're pretty much going to be kind of on your own with a few of your, maybe your family members. And if you're the oldest like me, they're going to be looking to you for leadership and guidance and possible salvation. So, to make a long story short, like I said, I'm not very good at that. But, this episode is going to be about taking care of maintenance of your cutting tools. And I picked up one of these little gizmos, little gadgets, a sharpener. It's a two-step knife sharpener. I got it at my one of my favorite stores I like to shop at, which is Menards. Got this for, I think, $3.99 and some change. And it's a two-step knife sharpener. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go over, we're going to take it apart, look at it. I haven't seen one of these before. It looks pretty familiar. It's a newer design. And it looks kind of like some of the sharpening tools that I've seen before. But we're going to go over it, we're going to unbox it, we're going to try it out, and I'm going to show you their recommendation of the Sharpen Easy two-step knife sharpener. Get out of the Stone Age. Well, I mean, there's rocks everywhere, but this product comes from Fortune Products Incorporated, and they are based out of Windy Terrace, Cedar Park, Texas. 78613. www.sharpeneasy.com if you use the internet to check things out like I do sometimes. So I don't want to waste my time, so I kind of, you know, plan, plot, and peruse. So yeah, for all my folks that, you know, put this out from Texas, howdy. I'm a, you know, Texas native. My family are from the Ozark region, Missouri, North Missouri, Illinois area. So I have chosen to call the Ozarks my home. And so we're going to do this. We're going to open this up. We're going to check it out. And as, like I said, as part of I'm also a minister, and I'm a National Weather Service Skywarn certified spotter. So I also have to do things with weather. I do volunteer first response. I travel extensively. I do a lot of camping, hiking for search and rescue. Sometimes you just got to go wherever you can live, you know, naturally and within reason. Some places in, you know, especially cities, I can't function there. I can't. It just seems impossible. But as spring being here and we have the inclement weather coming up, like I said, we need to keep our tools in check. We need to make sure that we have the basics. We need to make sure that our tools, especially our cutting implements, are sharp. And this seemed to be a very feasible, low down in the way, you know, just, hey, I throw this in my pack. It's got a lanyard hole on it, so I can just put it in there. It doesn't weigh much, and it's got a sharpening implement on it. It might not do my axe. It might. It looks like the axe blade could fit in there. But basically it's for knives, and fillet knives is what it looks like. It's the Sharpen Easy Ceramic 2-stage knife sharpener. Okay? If you need to clean this, warm soap and water will do fine. The rods should be clean. Use a small brush when rods become marked with metal shavings. So just keep it clean. Like you should keep your tools clean, you know, after use. It's kind of hard sometimes. But this is a Sharpen Easy 2-step knife sharpener. It features a pre-angled coarse and fine ceramic rod that will maintain an accurate edge. Just 3 or 4 strokes through the coarse rods restores the edge. Okay? Then 3 or 4 strokes across the fine rods finishes and polishes the edge for a smooth, sharp finish. So what I'll do is, we'll come up here, I'll show it to you, right? That's what it looks like in the box. Here's my receipt from Menards. Hello everybody from Menards, you know, they got the catchy theme song. But yeah, I picked this up for, I think, yeah, $3.98 and some change. It's supposed to be tax exempt, but I get tired of arguing with them about being ag exempt. So I just pay the tax. Them poor city folks, they need it. But anyhow, there's a receipt. So here's the product. And this is going to be our Sharpen Easy 2-step knife sharpener review with the gnome. Okay, Glen Munro, the Roman gnome. Certified first responder, National Weather Service Skywarn spotter, minister extraordinaire, camper, tramper. I do a lot of bicycling too, mountain bikes, trekking. That trek's my favorite. So anyhow, here's the product. Let's get down to it. So as far as, you know, getting our gear together, right? We got to have, well, one of the C's of survival, as Mr. Canterbury likes to. You know, he organized it and got it to this point where we can, you know, being the caveman that we are, keep it simple and keep it where you can figure out, hey, what's important? You got a cutting tool, right? One of the C's of survival. I think there's basically a 5, right? I use rules of 3s, so I got, you know, several cutting tools, which is probably 3 at best. So as, you know, the weather approaches, and now is a pretty good time to charge up all your batteries. The sun's going to be out for a couple days. We got some bad weather coming Thursday. I've got the Skywarn, you know, they do contact me to let me know that there's some inclement weather coming, and they activate spotters. So that means, hey, we need to be on the alert. So I have basic gear that I take with me. And I do use some of Mr. Canterbury's ideas. So before we do that, we got to do what we call gear check. We check our gear, make sure it's in good working order, right? Good working order. We have what we need, the basics, and to make sure that everything's there and it's not rusty, it's sharp, it's going to be there when we need it. You know, when you need to bring it, it's got to be there. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to do maintenance. So we're going to go through here, get our stuff out, air it out from the winter time. I got a little mold going on in here. Make sure we got cordage, cutting tool, combustion tools, compass, you know, things like that. Container, you know, stainless steel container, something to carry water in. Let's see. All right, so this is the knife I choose to use. It's a Field & Stream. I got it for, I think, $8 at Dick's Sporting Goods. Thank you, Dick. Can I say that on YouTube, Dick? It's the guy's name. It's short for Richard. Anyhow, here's the knife we're going to sharpen. I know it needs sharpening. It needs to be cleaned. But yeah, that's what we're going to work on. I use oil my knives and axes and blades and things. I use olive oil. It's natural, it's organic, and it's, you know, you can use it for other stuff too. It's flammable, I believe. I used to use it for lamp oil. So what we're going to do is open this up. You know how we do it. Roar. I got the receipt. It looks like it's pretty cool. It's got a lanyard hole. Okay, out the box. Comes like this. As you can see, we got fine on top. See the rods, it's in a V shape, so that's, I believe, a 23-degree angle. See, we have fine. You flip it over. See, it's got these little grips you can hang on to it with little feet. And then we have a coarse. See, this is to set the edge, and this is to polish the edge. Remember, we just read the instructions. So as you can tell, this blade's been well used. It's kind of dirty. So we're going to have to clean it, of course. But yeah, that's what this sharpener looks like. It's got a little lanyard hole. It's got some basic instructions. Too bad it didn't give me a sticker or something like that kind of stuff. Yeah, so it says Sharpen Easy 2-step knife sharpener. Features pre-angled coarse and fine ceramic rods that will maintain an accurate edge. Just 3 or 4 strokes through the coarse rods restores the edge. Then 3 or 4 strokes across the fine rods finishes and polishes the edge for a smooth, sharp finish. And here's the features. Right? Cross ceramic coarse rods provide quick edge settings. Cross fine ceramic rods put the final polish on the blade for extremely sharp blades. Yeah, that's kind of what we want. Right? Don't we want a sharp blade? Alright, so directions here. Number 1, rest the sharpener on a sturdy flat surface. Oh, yeah. Right, not around here. Number 2, insert the knife into coarse slot at 90-degree angle to the sharpener as shown here. Well, it doesn't. Oh, okay, it's in the background. You can barely see it. Me and my good eyesight. Okay. Then it says number 3. Gently with a light pressure, pull the knife blade straight back. Heavy pressure may cause one to lose control of the knife and cause an injury. See, we don't want to be injured. Number 4, repeat this action until blade is sharp. Well, how do you know if the blade is sharp? You know, are you going to use the paper test? Or are you going to shave the hair off your arm? Well, I just use the paper test because I'm not really wanting to put a blade on my arm. I don't want to cut myself. That's the whole point, right? Don't get cut. They just said that, right? Okay? But in a nutshell, here's the product. And here's the knife. So here we go. Let's try it out. I probably should clean this first. What do you think? Let's see. Do I have any way to clean this? Well, stainless steel. I mean, I did have a really, really good high carbon steel blade that was given to me by the Navy SEALs. And it's in Texas, and it's probably in storage or something. Grandma probably sold it, or I don't know. I had a really, really damn good $150 Navy SEAL knife that was given to me. And I don't know where it's at. It's somewhere in storage. So I'm kind of bummed out about that. So I settled for whatever I could afford to find, because that's a lot of times what's going to happen. You're just going to get whatever you got available. Sometimes you even have to make your own knife out of a can, out of whatever you got find laying around on the highway. If you're, if you really have an emergency situation where you have to split and just grab some basic gear. I find knives all the time. They don't have handles on them and stuff. I mean, I find metal. I mean, you can do it. But yeah, I got this, like I said, it was on sale, I think, for $8.99. I find knives like these, like in Tractor Supply Menards, for $8.99, $9.99 all the time. This one's worked pretty good. It's not really a carving blade. It's more like just more a cutting and a shaving. See, it's got the big thick blade on there. But nonetheless, I need to clean this, and we're gonna sharpen it up. So that's what this episode's pretty much about. So let's get to it, and I'll quit yakking. First of all, we need to clean the blade. Olive oil is in my backpack. Anyhow, what we're going to do is we're just going to take some basic water, because it's stainless steel. Sometimes stainless steel blades still rust because it is metal. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to clean this first, because I have used it a couple times this winter. It was really extremely cold. We had weather up to, I think the wind was blowing like 20 miles an hour and it was 3 degrees below zero, so you compound that. And I was out in it the whole time. I think I spent maybe one day inside. And that wasn't the coldest day either. I mean, it was windy. So, yeah, we're going to clean it. See, it's a little dirty. I just use some water. I don't have any soap. I got soap, but I don't really feel like doing that right now. We're just going to get all... I think what I had cut this with was avocados or some kind of citrus fruit or something. I don't remember. But anyhow, I know it's dull. It was sharp when I got it. Okay, so we just clean it up a little bit. Said I use olive oil. When I find it, I'll be able to... This knife's seen some use this year, so it's been pretty decent for $8.99. Like I said, I wish I had something a little bit better, but for some reason I can't keep very nice, expensive tools because, well, what I do, and traveling so much, you go to different places, and, you know, if you're from out of town, or you're not really from out of town, they just don't know who you are. Certain individuals in uniforms have or just anybody who takes advantage of you, they want to take your stuff. They want to inventory your gear and run off with it without your permission. Anyhow, so here's what we're doing. We clean the knife. See, that's pretty decent. We're going to run it through the coarse side. It did say use a flat surface, so I guess my leg's about as good as it's going to get. Okay, so we're going to take it across the course. Remember it said 3 or 4, right? at a 90-degree angle, so that's 3. That's 2. This is 3. That was 4, right? Now we're going to go on the fine side. I think I should have cleaned it before I went to the fine side. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's clean the blade. Uh-oh. Now don't cut yourself, kids. Alright, let's try it one more time. And he didn't say use pressure, you just lightly do this. So that's about what it's looking like. And I could have got one of those rods, but I have a tendency to lose that kind of stuff. This is orange, and I don't think I'll lose it. Okay, so there we go. Right? So this is kind of what they did. They said do it like this. So go 1, 2, 3, 4. Flip it over. 1, 2, 3, 4. It said 3 or 4. I'm just going to go for 4. Now let's clean the blade because we just got done using it. Now let's see if we can find something to check this out with. Well, well, oh yeah, it's not as sharp as I want it. Maybe we can put a little bit more pressure on it. Okay, put a little bit more pressure on it. Maybe that'll get us there faster. 3. No, that's 3 right there. I don't know how to count either. Right? Need to learn how to count. Alright, let's try again. Nope, not quite. Nope. It's not quite doing it. It's stainless steel, so this might require a little bit more than what I was going to do. I don't think it's going to be 3 or 4 times. It's more like 20. It's stainless steel, so it might be harder to sharpen. Because high carbon steel knives, I notice I can sharpen them easier. Stainless steel is a little more difficult to achieve a good blade. Alright, let's try this again, kids. There we go, we're getting there. That's starting to feel like it did when I got it. It's going to take a little bit longer, I'm sure. So let's go again. Like I said, I can't go wrong for $3. I mean, and that's to give me an opportunity to sharpen this end, because it said don't press too hard, but it's stainless steel, so I think my options are gonna be to have to press a little bit harder. It's starting to feel like it's got an edge to it now. Yeah, buddy, you're cool. All right, let's try it one more time. There we go. Man, that edge was pretty dull then. See how many times I had to do that so far? That was more like 20. There we go. See, now it's starting to feel right. Okay. So my blade was pretty dull. See it? There we go. Don't cut your fingers. So pretty much what's wrong with this one, it said 3 or 4 times. You noticed that. But because it's a dull or not, I guess it was pretty dull. This is going to be more like 30 or 40. It's starting to feel like it has an edge to it now. Plus it probably had some garbage on it too. Some buildup from whatever I cut last. I did fillet fish with this and some other things. So yeah, it's starting to feel like it's got a drag to it now. Yeah, there we go. That's starting to feel more like it's dragging, like when I'm used to sharpening it with some of these other stuff I use. But I thought this was a pretty cool little device for $3.99. It may not be the best, but it seems to be working. It's, like I said, it's orange. I can see it. It does sharpen. My knife is a little dull. It might not last forever. Yeah, see, it's already, oh, yeah, it's holding up pretty good. I could probably get maybe a year or 2 out of this. Maybe. I'll probably get about a year out of it, 1 season. But I thought this was a pretty cool tool for, you know, a small amount of money. At Menards, you know, one of my favorite places to shop, because it's got the word men in it, you know. I don't think a lot of the stuff there is really that great, but they got good prices on fish hooks. They got some pretty good prices on some other stuff I like to use. I get propane there for my stove. It's only $2.99. They got some pretty decent prices on, you know, some fishing gear, some tents, a couple other things, shoes. Oh yeah, now it's starting to feel about right. So basically we had to do this, actually, how many times is that I did this so far? Let's see if we got any difference now. It feels like it's starting to have an edge to it. It doesn't feel all smooth and goofy. Oh yeah, it does work. There we go. Cardboard's kind of a good test. I mean, there we go. Yeah, let's see, that's a little bit better. We're getting there. So what we'll probably do is we'll probably take this off and put some paracord on it. I really need this rounded piece pretty sharp too. All right. And you don't really have to put much pressure on it. Just keep it straight as possible. It seems to be doing all right though. I could have got one of those $10, $15 ones, but it wasn't cool like this. I thought this was a cool idea. I mean, there's some improvements they could probably do to it, but this is a pretty good little setup. I just haven't sharpened this knife before. This is the first time I've sharpened it. Yeah, we seem to be getting somewhere. I can see the edge starting to come out. This is to get it straight. Yeah, it's starting to feel about normal now. Main thing is just keep it 90 like it said, and follow through one swoop. Now let's see if we can get this thing to really bring it home. Three or 4 times. Not for me. All right, let's try again, right? And hopefully we won't cut ourselves. said the white's for polishing it and bring it to a real fine edge, so I probably need to hit the white one a little bit more. So let's use the white some more here. To really bring it home, right? All right, now let's go ahead and get our lanyard. Let's see if it'll cut some paracord. See if it'll cut some paracord here. I don't know how much you think we ought to have on here. I'll just put some on her. Probably put some paste beads on her or something. I don't know. Well, it cut it. That's impressive. And when you get done cutting your paracord, you know why I got you here. It's always handy to have a lighter. Just to dress the end up. It's probably windy. Here we go. And that's how I do it. I just heat it up and this is military grade paracord, by the way. I got this out of the United States Army surplus dumpster. You know, right? You know how I do it. You know how I like it free. We live in a free country, why not act like it? Okay, so not really too comfortable with this little Dumafly joiner. I'll keep this though. Maybe I can put my keys or something on it from a bike. But yeah, that's pretty much it. There we go. So we got a lanyard on there. Tie a knot. Boom, we're ready. All right. Well, that pretty much wraps it up for this episode of What episode is this again? Oh yeah. Is this Camping and Tramping? No. I don't know what episode I'm going to call this, but yeah, that's pretty much wraps it up for the Sharpen Easy 2-step knife sharpener. With the lanyard hole in the you know, ambiguously, hey, don't lose me, orange. What do they call this anyway? That color, orange. Orange. Safety orange. Napalm orange. DuPont orange. Agent orange. Alright, well, now we're really going to get down to it. I got the toilet paper test. Alright, so we get a piece of toilet paper. This is how I kind of do it. Nope, it's just ripping. It's not cutting it. Nope, it's not cutting it. So this might take a few more times, but it is sharpening it because there is some metal shavings on the end of here, as you can see in the end there. So something's going on there. Blade just might be dirty. It said to put it on a flat surface and apply a light pressure, but like I said, stainless steel is kind of hard to sharpen for me. I don't know why. I'm used to high carbon steel. So anyhow, this is how you use it. This is what it is. It seems to work somewhat. My knife just might really be dull, and I might not be applying enough pressure. Alright, well, let's see if we can do some fine carving tasks here. Because I don't really do a lot of fine carving. I just pretty much do hacking and slashing for what I do. So, let's see here. Find a piece of wood, right? Get a little stick out here. I know this isn't a very good example, but I just want to see how sharp the blade is. See, there it goes. Yeah, that's not too bad. You know, so we can get a feather stick occasionally. Most of the time, I just need this to usually prepare food and, you know, like fruits. I do a lot of fishing. I don't really eat animals. I do eat fish. I know fish is an animal. Alright. Well, that about wraps it up for the Sharpen Easy two-step knife sharpener from Menards for $3.99. And if you can find this anywhere else, I think they do price matching. And if you're ag exempt, then it's probably cheaper than that. I just don't always jack with that stuff because I'm in a hurry. You know, I got things to do. I don't want to spend 20 hours a week just haggling over. You know, I